Hello, everyone. Today's story will shock you because what I'm about to tell you will truly touch your heart. A few years ago, there was an airplane explosion that shook the world. Today, I'll tell you the full story of this terrifying incident that you've probably never heard of before. This took place in 2017 when an international flight traveling from Dubai to New York was cruising through the night. Everything was normal on the plane. Passengers were sitting in their seats, some watching movies, others sleeping. No one could have imagined that, within hours, their journey would turn into an unforgettable story for the entire world. Suddenly, a loud sound echoed inside the plane. But this wasn't just any sound. It was a terrifying explosion. Darkness filled the cabin. Passengers didn't understand what was happening. The flight crew panicked but managed to keep their composure. The explosion was so intense that, for one day, people around the world were focused on every detail of that moment. When emergency teams began the process of bringing the plane down, everyone's face turned pale. Passengers and crew members were all thinking about how many lives could have been lost if the explosion had been more intense. But thankfully, the pilot showed immense heroism at that moment and managed to land the plane safely on the ground. When the rescue teams started investigating the plane, they found that the explosion had been caused by a faulty mechanical part. This revelation became a shocking moment for the entire world. How could such a small part have brought the entire flight to the edge of disaster? Airline and aviation experts thoroughly investigated the incident. Initial reports suggested that the blast was caused by a malfunctioning engine component. The part, connected to the plane's fuel line, had a leakage. Then, a small spark ignited the fuel, causing the explosion. In such moments, everything became confusing for the passengers. Some had no idea what was happening. Experts also mentioned that, had it not been for the pilot's quick decision-making, the accident could have been much more deadly. In this case, the training of the pilot and crew saved lives. But the biggest impact of this plane blast was on the people who started reevaluating their lives after the incident. Many passengers realized the importance of life and began to appreciate every moment with their loved ones. Even today, many survivors remember this accident in their stories. Some still have that fear in their eyes when they think of the explosion. But one thing they all learned, it's not about fearing life, but about how to live it. So, that was the story of the airplane explosion that shook the world a few years ago. It wasn't just a tragic event, it was a reminder that life can be taken from us at any moment. But one thing we should always remember, in every situation, never lose hope and make sure to enjoy every moment of your life. So,